Hello, I'm Revo, and welcome to a 100% run of Syberia 2. Last year I played the first game and I had a fantastic time with it, so of course it is now time for the sequel. This game is a 2 out of 10 in difficulty and takes about 6 hours and 1 playthrough, but we're going to be doing 2 because there is a trophy called Old School, which I'm going to be doing on my second playthrough. Now I'm going to talk about Old School a little later because it's also buggy if you're on the EU version. Now, anyway, besides that, the first game ended with, this is how the first game went. A quick 1 minute recap. Kate Walker is a lawyer from New York. She goes down to this town to close a deal on a toy factory. We're looking for a guy named Hans who is not there, so we run all over the place. We meet some crazy people along the way. Towards the end of the journey, our best friend calls us and tells us, unfortunately, she backstabbed us, and her ex fiance, or Kate's ex fiance, cheated on Kate with her, and poor Kate at the end of the game is like, you know what, I'm done with all this. I've got a new train, I've met some crazy people, I'm pulling a Hallmark, and I'm running away with this guy I just met. And so we leave our job behind and everyone we know, and as you can imagine, as you're seeing from the cutscene playing, our job is not too happy about that. So it's going to be a wild adventure. I'm looking forward to seeing what else this crazy game has in store. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Come on now, pet, answer me. I understand your last mission was a hassle for you. But you know, the company has ways of showing its gratitude. Kate, it's time for you to come home now. Your place is here in New York. Your job is here. Your friends are here.
We have officially started our journey into Syberia 2. Now, the game opens with the cutscene. It is our bosses. They're wondering where we are, why we've disappeared from our job. And, well, guess what? We decide not to answer their reasonings. Instead, we are on the train that I mentioned. We are here with Hans, the old man, the mysterious man that Kate's decided to run away with, and a mechanical man named Oscar, who we will see a little bit later. And the way the train moves, actually, is it's a wind-up train. Hans built the train, and we're going to wind it. That's another thing I will show in just a little bit. But we actually go outside to meet one of the first characters in this game, because while playing, I'm going to be working on 2 trophies. The Snoop trophy, which is for finding every item in the game, and for gossip, talking to every single person. And like I said, outside of the train is our very first person.
Welcome to Romansburg, the last town before the vast wild glacial wastes of the tundra. Retired Colonel Emilyov Gupachev, guardian of the Imperial Marches, and general store manager at your service, miss. How may I...
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the frontier town of Romansburg, gateway to the tundra, the last town before the vast plains of the frozen wastes.
Oh, to what use? I might as well be a snowman.
Once we've met this general guy, we're going to go ahead and follow him into the store, where we can get our first 2 trophies. The first is going to be for clicking on this candy graph, which is going to get us someone named Candy Graph's number. Once we have that, we're going to open our phone and call every single phone number for another trophy. However, nobody answers the phone, so that's a little saddening.
Thank you for calling Candy Roth. Our offices are closed for the winter season, but we'll be delighted to deal with your order at the thaw. In the meantime, why not try our delicious Hoing Ing, the bite-sized Asian fish candy with the sugary taste, or our hazelnut stuffed Klondikes, or even our Canadian specialty, honey Katalas. You have reached Marson and Lormont Associates. All our lines are busy at the moment. Please try again later.
Why do I even keep trying? Mom's not at home. She'd have never understood why I'm still here anyway. Oscar isn't on the train.
So this is Oscar. He's an automation that Hans built, and he's also our train conductor. And he lets us know because of how cold it is, we actually need to do more than wind the train. I also need coal, but the coal machine is broken. Now, inside the convenience store, I actually did find candy, which is super useful, because down below is a girl named Malka. And Malka is where I need to get to, because down there may be a way for us to fix the coal machine. Malka says she'll give us the key if we give her a present, so I give her some candy she likes, and she sends us up the key in a balloon, which lets us finally go down there and actually meet Malka and try to fix the coal machine. So once we go ahead and make our way downstairs to where Malka is, it cuts to a cutscene with our bosses from New York. Now I actually lost my audio here, so I can't play it. But pretty much they're wondering why we just left and dipped. They're not happy about it, so they will be sending a detective named Nick Canton after us to come find us. However, I believe we are all the way in Russia, so Nick has quite the journey ahead of him. Besides that, once we get down here, we find a generator that needs gas to power up in order to fix the coal machine. And unfortunately, there's only one other family, like brothers nearby, that have a gas-filled generator. The names are Ivan and Igor, and they're going to play a pretty important role throughout this game. However, they're not very nice, and they say we can't have the generator gas, we can't have any of it. So Kate Walker decides to take matters into her own hands, sneak in through the backyard, let out the animal, which I believe is called the Yoku, cause a bunch of chaos, and just steal it. Because, hey, why not? She's Kate Walker, she's gonna do what she pleases. We go ahead and put the gas we just stole into the generator, which gets it working, which means the coal machine is now working, which means we can finally leave Romansburg. So we run to tell Oscar, who lets us know that Hans has actually left the train. That's not good because, one, he is not the youngest person in the world, and two, his health is not in the greatest shape ever. So we gotta go down to find him. There's rumors, after talking to Malka, that he might be in the cabaret reuniting with an old friend named Circos. I'm pretty sure they're friends, I can't quite remember. But we go ahead and enter the cabaret.
Oh, Hans. Hans?
Mammoth. Syberia. Syberia. Ah, ah.
Helped her. Isn't that right?
In case I forgot to mention, Hans's main goal is he wants to get to Syberia. Not the Syberia that's well known, but the Syberia that's in the title, Syberia. You know how to spell it. To see the mammoths, because apparently there's mammoths there. And so, with Hans's collapse, Circos lets us know there is a monastery that might be able to help him, but they're not the kindest people in the world. There's also a shroud we can get from Malka to see how healthy and how well Hans is feeling, but pretty much we need to get into the monastery. We go ahead and go up the road after getting some winter clothes and talk to the first monk, who is looking at his favorite bird while washing robes. So we go ahead and talk back to the dude in the general store, get a bird whistle, run all the way back, play it. The monk who likes the birds now sees his favorite bird,
Brother?
runs after it, allowing us to
Yes, my
steal these monks' clothes, which means
I'm
we can
going.
disguise ourselves and sneak on into the monastery. She's Kate Walker, like I said, nothing's going to stop her.
Can you hear? Can you hear?
Once we've entered the monastery, we go ahead and wander around until we find the patriarch dude. We talk to him. He's in shock because there's a woman here, and we tell him, that, hey, we have a sick friend named Hans. He's dying. Can you help him out? And the dude's like, no, 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 his time has come. We will not help. So Kate pulls out the shroud to help show, that he's still alive and that it's a sign. And so finally this dude agrees to help us out. And a cutscene will play, but first we have another cutscene with our lawyers. The Nick detective is on our tail. He's still looking for us, and he's actually reached the first town from the original Syberia game, and he is still trying to hunt us down. Once after that, we'll have a cutscene where they go to fetch Hans from the trains, the monks, and then we will have a trophy pop for that, for successfully getting Hans here.
Right. We will go search for your friend.
It's our man. He's got something.
Canton? I can barely hear you. What news have you got?
I talked to the hotel guys, Mr. Marston. She checked out of Arrowbat last week. Headed off with Hans Vorarlberg.
How is she?
Seems her health is fine, Mr. Marston, but,
What?
her behavior seems...
Don't beat about the bush, Canton, please.
Look, Mr. Marston, it's like this. I'm afraid that Miss Walker has been acting, how do you say, differently.
The next day comes, and the patriarch comes out to tell us that Hans most likely isn't going to make it. He's within an hour of death, a couple hours, and we, of course, can't allow that. So we walk all over the monastery, doing some stuff, just trying to get anything that can help Hans feel better. And eventually, we get Hans feeling better. He feels good and ready to go. And we tell him, don't you worry, Hans, we're going to get you out of here. So, how does Kate Walker get an old, frail man out of a monastery? Which I didn't even know we were trapped in. I guess we would not guess we were the prisoners. But anyway, we go up to the cemetery and we find a coffin. After we distract all the monks around with a bell, we put this, Hans, who probably isn't feeling too great after collapsing yesterday and being told he's hours away from death, into this coffin. We climb in with them and we go sledding down the mountain. Yeah, that's how we roll in this world.
No! Do not go! No! You must stay! Stop them!
That was some ride, huh, Hans?
Yes, it was real fun, Kate Walker. Really.
We managed to land safely, and hey, Hans is happy after the crazy ride. He lets us know he's made a mechanical heart for the cabaret, for the mechanical hoists down there. And so we tell him we'll go ahead and deliver it. We run the mechanical heart down to the hoists, but unfortunately, on our way back up to the train, we run into something very unfortunate. So as I mentioned earlier, Ivan and Igor were going to come back. Well, in return for us stealing from them, they went ahead and stole our whole train. That's not very kind. Oscar calls us to let us know what's happened, and we got to get our train back because it's got Hans, and also it's like all we've got at the moment. So we go ahead and go back to Ivan and Igor's place, where we find a newspaper letting us know the fate of Helena Romansky, if I'm saying that right. She was in the first game in the final section. It's let us know she's passed away, which also will get us a trophy, but we also get another trophy for there's a Yoko, and we give it a little snack, and it becomes our best friend to help us out with the rest of the story.
Well, you're the only one here that likes these candies. So then, you're a Yuki. Now, let's see if you want to follow me.
Okay, so the creature's called Yuki. Now that we have our new little Yuki friend, there's actually another transportation around here besides the train. It's called a Genkai, and I've never seen it before in my life. I thought we were going to use this thing like a sled dog, but it's more like a giant hamster wheel. It's kind of cool, very creative. But we're going to use this to chase down the train. As you saw, the train tracks went out, which means we need a different way to get back over there so we can hopefully get our train back. So we have to wander through these frozen woods. We're cutting down trees and stuff like that. I don't really. We're just kind of exploring, trying to make our way through it. We do at one point have a bear that we have to distract with fish, but eventually we do catch up to Ivan and Igor, who are trying to kill us by throwing rocks down at us. So in case you're curious how Kate Walker could get out of a situation like this, obviously, she has this kind of power that you're about to see.
Goop, she's still there and the pooch is on the loose. Fling another rock and let's finish it off for good.
She gonna have...
That's the point, Cluckhead. It's our ivory she's after. Your ivory, Igor. Quick! Grab that stone and sing. Go!
Because of the plane distraction, Ivan and Igor decide to leave us alone. They speed away on their snow speeder, which still has Hans on the back, so we're going to have to track them down. But about the plane that came crashing down, that's actually Boris, who we met in the first game. We go ahead and meet up with him and fix his airplane, and he offers to get us back to our train by launching us. But hey, when we land, we will get a trophy.
Bang on target, Kate Walker. You'll land right in the dining car. Let me help you with those straps.
Hello?
Miss Walker, this is...
Once we crash land, we actually reunite with Oscar after we pull him up from the snow. We get him all feeling better and ready to go. We also have to decouple the car just so we have the train ready to go again, and we continue on our journey. We once again have a cutscene though from the lawyers in New York, who are still on the hunt for us.
I'm in the middle of nowhere, Martin. There's this bridge that's collapsed. I'm gonna try finding another way. Martin, can you still hear me? My phone nearly out of juice.
No. Is it really Kate Walker we're chasing here, sir?
You're pissing me off, John. What are you trying to say?
Kate Walker, the lawyer. The one with the brilliant career prospect. That Kate Walker's dead. We're chasing some other kid. Someone we don't know anymore.
I've got the family on my back every day, John. Kate Walker's gotta come home.
Consequences will be very messy.
We take our train into where I am so sorry for the pronunciation, the Yuku village or something like that. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. Anyway, we get here and we go up the stairs after meeting Igor, who's kind of just like, I'm done, and leaves us alone. We run into Ivan, and when we ask him about what happens to Hans, he says Hans is just dipped. But Ivan wants to kill us. He's got an antler. He's out for revenge. We try to be smart with the sled, and it just doesn't work. Ivan is going to, well, in Kate's woods, scoop out our brains with his antler. Oscar is too afraid to help, but we fall through the ice, and I guess technically that keeps us safe as we fall into the village. Thankfully, because she's Kate Walker, she survives the fall, and the chief actually takes care of us, makes sure we're all good and stuff like that. And we continue on with our journey. Now, this part I'm just going to call the Ice Village. It was one of the longest parts of the game for me. It was a little bit of a stressful part. It started off where I couldn't find one of the missable villagers I needed for the Gossip Trophy. Finally, I found them, though, and our main objective here was just to find the spirit woman who had Hans. And talking to her, she explained that Hans was in the dream world, and pretty much he wasn't going to make it if he couldn't get out of this dream. So we need to enter the dream to try to convince Hans to come back. At least that's what I understood. Like I said, I was kind of zoning out during this part because I was just exhausted after doing the whole trying to find the villager. So we do that, and in order to do that, we need dream fruits. So I go run around, do a little quest to get some dream fruits. I bring them to the spirit woman, and we proceed to enter Hans's dream to try and convince him to come back. We also get a trophy for going into his dream world. It was really cool.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ah, Miss Kate Walker.
I found the fruit of the spirit door.
You want to go, no doubting, Miss Walker.
If it's the only way to bring back Hans.
Good, very good. Toot toot.
Now, this stream is really cool because it is the original Syberia we're pretty much running through, except it's got an like oldish filter to it. But we go ahead and make our way over to Hans's house on the search for him, and inside of the house we find his father, where you can tell just from talking to him, his father is not a good person. However, his father is the last person I need to talk to, so it does get us the gossip trophy for talking to every single person.
Please, Mr. Vorarlberg, sir.
Ah, you're the new chambermaid, I presume. Well, it's about time. I'll be giving you instructions when I get back from the factory, and until then,
Excuse me, sir, but I am not a servant.
The mama still
We
has
find Hans and tell him he needs to wake up. He's smaller
Have
now
you
since
come a
this is his
long way to
dream,
be here, Kate
and he
Walker?
doesn't, really want to so much. He wants to go
Yeah,
see Siberia, but
you
he's
could
getting
say.
old, and he's not sure he can make it. And he tells us in
I'm
order to feel
tired now,
better,
Kate
he
Walker.
needs
I will
the
never
heart
see the
from
Isle
Oscar.
of
That
Syberia
is the
and the
cure to
great
all
mammoths.
this. So we have to
My
run back to
life
find Oscar,
is
but we do get
slipping
another
away.
little scene with our little detective friends,
You mustn't
who
say
Nick
that,
Canton has
Hans.
reached the cabin,
You've got
and
to
he gets
wake up, do you
a little
hear?
surprise.
Wake up.
A hunting den. There's fresh footprints. Kid Walker came by here not long ago. Several days at most. I would guess you must have gone fishing. Find something to eat. Found some clues here. Some strange kind of bait.
Canton, I'm tired. I couldn't give Jack for your namby-pamby clues. I want the girl, you hear me? Canton, Canton? Canton, answer me for Christ's sake! Canton!
New York. Are you receiving me?
Badly. Canton, speak up!
Oh, Christ. There's a minor hitch, Marston. Make that a major one.
So Nick Canton gets to go deal with the bear, while we go and find Oscar and let him know Hans says his heart is what can help all this. So we bring Oscar back to Hans to try and fix everything, and then this odd scene happens, and I don't know how to explain it, but it will give us a trophy.
Ah.
Excuse...
So yeah, as you saw, Oscar sadly sacrificed himself so Hans could live. I didn't fully understand it, like it looked like Hans just put on armor. But hey, if Hans is alive, we're all good. Now the next 10 minutes of this game completely threw me off the rails. We had to go use the train, which turns out it has like snake appendages. Very confused about that, but we're trying to just get onto a boat that's down here. And yeah, so we do get on the boat, which is good. I don't understand how we knew about that or what we're doing, but we're rolling with it. We're going all steam ahead.
Sir, it's Detective Canton on line 3. Shall I tell him to call later?
No, I'll take him, Jesse.
Sir, if I may. sounds like he's in trouble.
Hand him over. Canton? Canton, where are you?
In hell, Martin. In hell. I'm jacking in, Martin. We'll never find her. Kate Walker's gone. Far away. Into another world. Can't do nothing for her now. I'm coming home, Martin. If I can.
This time, we're screwed.
Yep. You said it.
Well, goodbye. Goodbye, Kate Walker.
We have landed on Penguin Island, and on our way of getting unstuck, Ivan apparently had snuck aboard and has taken over our ship. But Kate Walker will get back on that ship, trust me. So we break off a piece of ice, and we swim across the water with a narwhal husk. I didn't know that was physically possible, but I'm learning a lot throughout this game. We sneak onto the bottom of the boat and open up the sail, which actually knocks Ivan off, and he falls into a group of penguins, and he tries to take their eggs, which isn't smart, so they jump him, and that's it for Ivan. Goodbye. The trophy we just obtained is because we have officially reached Syberia, Hans's goal, and he wants to find the mammoths. So we venture deeper into this odd, mysterious place. We find Syberia flowers, do opening gates and stuff like that. It's a really unique place, and I hope in Syberia 3 we explore it more, because we didn't really explore it a lot. I feel like we didn't get to see everything that this place had to offer. But towards the end of the game, we do get our final item, which is a key, which does get us the Snoop trophy, putting us one step closer to the 100% and the end of the game. Up ahead is the final thing we need to call the mammoths. So we do it for Hans, and ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the game with this. So I'm going to let this ending cutscene play, and we will have the trophy for completing the game. With the story now complete, we have one trophy left: Old School. Beat the game in hard mode in under 6 hours. Now, here's what hard mode is: it doesn't show me the advice of what to do. I actually didn't use that throughout the entire game, so we are going to be completely fine. I just need to be focused and make sure I beat the game in under 6 hours. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this game is buggy on the EU version. The trophy is unobtainable. I did see on PSN profiles there is a workaround, but it doesn't always work. But thankfully, we are on the North American version, so that will not be an issue for us.
That's going to.
But besides that, this mode, I just really needed to stay focused on it. And yeah, it wasn't too hard. It was a lot of just I had a guide open from PSN profiles and I was following it, making sure I was running through everywhere. I was getting stuck on a lot of just like random stuff. It was a little difficult compared to the first game because I think the first game also it was shorter, but for this game I just kept getting stuck on stuff. But besides that, it wasn't too hard. The Ice Village, as I expected, the Ice Village Part 2 was a little bit harder because I could not figure out left from right in that place. My directions was awful. But I did solve that train puzzle first try, which made me really happy because that's what I was really nervous about. Besides that, the rest of this run wasn't too hard. Syberia was a little confusing just because I could not figure out how to do the final puzzle, and I was stuck there for a solid like 10 minutes trying to solve the last puzzle of the game. But without that, we have finished it. Thank you all so much for watching. I have my notes on what I'd like to do for my next trophy video to make sure it's better, because I know this one had a little bit of issues with it. It went a little longer than I expected, but I think that is it. Syberia 2 is in the books 100%. The old school trophy will pop once I'm done talking. But yeah, if you guys have any advice, let me know. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm very glad to be done with this game. I liked it a lot. I think gameplay wise, I liked the first game better though. Second game, I thought the cutscenes were fabulous, great story and all around. I'm hoping for the third game we're gonna get more of the detective stuff. I feel like that part didn't play out fully flesh out. I'm hoping in the third game we're gonna get some detective stuff. And what's gonna happen? Like Hans just went off with the mammoths. He's probably going to die in the nicest way possible, but at least he'll go out happy. I don't know what Kate's gonna do. I guess we're gonna go back to our boat. Hopefully we'll explore more of Syberia. But without further ado, goodbye everybody. Thank you for watching.